Five Nights at Freddy's is a game that needs no real introduction. It's a game series that most people have either passing knowledge of or full, meticulously detailed information about, all the way from the deepest secrets hidden in the game's code to a web of character relations, time eras, different locations, and unreliable narrators. It's a series known for its extremely vague and loose storytelling. It's also known for its almost obsessive and incredibly involved fan base that insist on accounting for every single detail in the series. It's gotten to the point to where even its creator, Scott Cawthon, seemed to be writing the story based on the fan theories that people made up about his own games. Multiple YouTube channels have started in dedication to unlocking the series and its secrets. The fans were filling in the game's story before Scott even knew what the story was. For yucks, I thought it'd be fun to quickly run through it.
It involves advanced robot technology being possessed by the spirits of the dead, involving spirit capturing technology for the dead children of rich businessmen, causing a spiraling chain of events of child murders motivated by revenge, misunderstandings, and rebellious children of child murderers that take pointless revenge out on random and sometimes not random security guards having to look through cameras and sit in one spot while being preyed upon by possessed animatronics, while being pushed and pulled around by a major corporate conspiracy involving the cover-up of child murders taking place inside the pizzeria facilities, and inside of that are the individual actors involved, including the plots of vengeance-filled spirits of dead kids tracking, looking for their murderer that disguises himself in a costume of an animatronic rabbit that is seemingly immortal for reasons, and is killed, except then is not killed, and is killed again, except it's not killed, and then is killed again, except it's not killed, and then all of the plots converge inside of another pizzeria that ends up burning down.
But the story isn't really what I'm interested in. I was invested in the tangling plots when I was younger, back in high school, but as an adult now, I don't really care much for who the purple guy is, or who Golden Freddy is. When I look at Five Nights at Freddy's, all I see now is... Scott Cawthon started his career in the early 2000s as an animator with Hope Animation, creating Christian media animation such as The Pilgrim's Progress. He would continue creating Christian media with his move to video games with titles such as The Desolate Hope and Chipper & Sons Lumber Company. With the release of Chipper & Sons, he received heavy criticism for the game's visuals. He was told the characters resembled creepy animatronics. He was devastated by the criticism and even considered leaving the industry. But he took the criticism and decided to take that and make it his biggest asset when it came to his next project, Five Nights at Freddy's. This was Scott's last attempt to make a game before leaving the business. I think that there was a lot riding on this game for Scott personally. It must have made the development nerve-wracking. So taking the criticism that he got from Chipper & Sons, he decided that if his characters looked like creepy animatronics, then he was going to make them as creepy as he could. Stepping away from his normal style of family-friendly educational games into the horror genre, what makes the first FNAF so interesting to me isn't because of its plot or its mechanics or even its scares. What I find interesting about it is what it has to say about its creator, Scott Cawthon. Scott had taken the criticism of his previous works and had exercised them, forgive the pun, into the animatronics in Five Nights. For years he had made and worked on games with poppy, lighthearted, and fun aesthetics, and he got nothing but negative criticism for his hard work. Isn't it fair to say that it wasn't just the criticism about his previous games that made him make Five Nights the way it was? There may have been a bit more going on. All you need to do is take a look right into the game itself. In Five Nights at Freddy's, you have to survive the Five Nights at Freddy's, can you believe it? Against 5 animatronic mascots in a pizzeria overnight. These 5 animatronics attack you as the player as you sit in an office unable to move, similar to a previous game of Scott Cawthon's called Sit and Survive. But aside from the physical mechanics going on, think about what's happening here. You're being attacked and stalked by cutesy animatronic animals, the things that Scott Cawthon had always considered to be a part of his previous work and style. The things that he had ingrained in himself as a creator are attacking you. Don't you think that might be a bit telling of something? I don't think it's hard to say that this first game feels the most intense. An anxious feeling reeks over the whole game. It's that same anxious energy Scott was probably feeling while making it. He had said that while making the first 5 nights, he had nightmares about the game's animatronics. It's probably not a stretch to say that those nightmares didn't come about from his own scary designs. I believe they were probably an extension of the anxious feelings he had at that point in his life. Having what must have felt like the whole world reject his ideas, the fears and feelings toward his own creations all ganging up on him and attacking him, and bring him real negative emotion. Just like the animatronics in-game, trying to multitask and juggle all the systems with all the constant dread lingering over you. It seems almost fitting that it feels that same way in the game itself. You could look at it as just some recycled gameplay ideas from his previous game, but it almost seems fitting he's having the old systems reimagined in a newer, scarier context, taking the stationary gameplay ideas and twisting them into this more horrified expression, probably newly colored by his experience making it. This could all be read as me overthinking things, that it's just coincidental and that this wasn't intentional and shouldn't matter. I feel looking at Five Nights at Freddy's without this consideration doesn't do the full story of its creator's experience justice. I'm not saying that this was Scott Cawthon's big secret all along, that this was the final missing piece to put the whole series together. I don't even think that this was Scott's intentions when he made the game. But looking at this game, in fact mostly all games, as a time capsule for the creators helps us understand them more. That games, especially indie ones, aren't made inside of a bottle. They give greater insight to the people who made them and helps us understand them a bit better. This view is not vocally spoken, written down, or even acknowledged openly by the creator, but the context of its existence is still textual, I feel. This isn't anything official. I'm not stating definitively that this is what Five Nights at Freddy's is about, or that this is even an effective look into what the real life situation Scott Cawthon had going on. I'm just going on vibes in this video, okay? But taking a look into art beyond what's on the screen, beyond the text, and beyond the scares, and beyond that is a window into the creator's minds. Not just as a game, but as a piece of life. Looking at Five Nights at Freddy's in this way is kind of giving me more appreciation and context for the person who made it, and even though it kind of gets bogged down later in sequels and game theory videos and online stuff, I still feel that this first installment has real value to it. After playing the first Five Nights, I feel like I know a little bit more about Scott Cawthon. I can feel what he felt when his creations were shot down. That sense of dread, that feeling of the monsters right outside your door. This probably isn't what it's like to be trapped inside of a pizzeria with killer robots, but it does quite accurately display how it feels to have everything crash onto you, to have everything gang up on you, the monsters, your own creations, and even your own dreams. Five Nights at Freddy's isn't about beating the demons and overcoming an enemy. It's about surviving a little longer until something better comes. All you have to do is persevere until the morning and hope that your power doesn't run out. And if you make it through the dark, I guarantee there'll be more than just a crappy paycheck.